What if your future self is actually the best proxy for behavior? Therefore, also for every single decision you make. I think it just makes sense not to think often in abstract terms of, okay, I have this decision rule, and whenever I buy, for example, groceries, I cannot exceed a certain budget, which is a very easy decision rule. And the problem with these rules is they can be broken. So therefore, the question of does this actually make sense? Does this decision make sense? Can be very easily replaced, I think. And also, it is a efficient, basically a Pareto efficient alternative that has no obvious downsides. And the replacement is another human. Now, the question arises, which human? And I think the best approximation to what good decisions look like is if you take yourself as of now and project it positively into the future. So what would a future you that is way better off in basically every single aspect of life do? And if you then take this proxy into account, then it becomes way easier because you have this mental model of a better you that is more intelligent, that is healthier, that is probably socially more skilled, and so on and so on, that probably makes more money because he or she has much higher value and therefore can charge more for a given amount of their time. I think the basic problem of finding the right role model is the fact that role models need to change at the same rate as you change. So therefore, if you change and improve at a given rate, but the role model already is very close to its maximum, for example, then at some point in time you have to get rid of the role model, or because you exceeded the expectations. If, for example, somebody who was an Olympian is no longer an Olympian anymore because he just cannot compete due to the disadvantages of becoming older, then he might become a coach. And then he might pick up somebody who is maybe 15 and train them until he's 16, 17, 18 and reaches the maximum of their career and also their physical capability. But as soon as this younger person reaches the level, the best level, and exceeds the best level of the old person, the young person potentially needs a newer role model. Of course, not in every aspect of life, but here in this example, just in sport. Now, the problem with finding a good proxy for how you want to make decisions is that actually life is very complicated. Therefore, thinking of somebody who is just better than us in every given aspect is, I think, just a very good simplification that makes sense, and is also something that is very visual because you can imagine another human. And now, if this other human is you at all points in time, and you define this other human as you, but only better, then it doesn't matter how much you keep up with this person, because this person always keeps a distance from you, because no matter how you catch up, this person is always ahead of you, because that's the thing we just defined it is. It is you, but the better you, a you can never reach, and therefore you can reach for the stars, because the stars is also something you cannot really reach. You can reach for the stars, which is you at one point in time that you will never reach. If you take other role models into account, another problem is also the fact that other people are different. Other people will never be so close to you as a historic or a future version of you. They will never share the same experiences. They will never share the same genetic code. They will never share the same body, the same mind, and the same potentially thinking process. And also just think about the interests. Every person has a given set of interests that may evolve over time, but the problem is if a person has 10 interests, then if you want to find a role model which has the same interests as you, and basically the ideal role model would be a person that is very similar to you, would be so similar to you that it basically almost is you, but only in the future. So therefore, cutting out the proxy of using other people as a role model and just thinking of yourself as your own role model is probably the best way to go forward when it comes to approximating good decisions and simplifying decisions with a proxy that is you.